So today was a pretty good. I heard you had some media there.
Correct.
What did the media think? Did you get a positive thing from them? Did they enjoy being there?
I believe that he did. He was happy with what he saw, and he, you know, he's a fair and balanced guy, so we're glad to have him there. And it did sound to me though like he had some good things he was going to be writing about on both sides of the issue. So
I would think for any kind of a journalist to actually get your nose into this stuff and actually see it would be. It's almost like writing the story yourself or by yourself, because like some of the things we showed in the roll-ins, you couldn't stage that stuff. I mean, it's just, you know, the thumbs up and the horn honking and that one lady who was an immigrant here came in 32 years ago and recounting how she made it through the system, and she was very happy about it. I mean, this stuff really makes sense to people. I mean, I think it gets through.
When you're out on the street, you get the whole panorama of responses that you can expect. You have some people who are furious. I mean, they strongly disagree with us. They do not see a distinction between legal immigration and illegal immigration. They'll come in very angry, and to them, and we understand it, it's oftentimes personal, because it's very common that some immigrant families will have some members who are legal and others are illegal. And then you will have other people, oftentimes old-time residents, who remember Southern California maybe through rose-colored glasses, but they certainly remember when it was better back in the mid-'70s and early '80s, and they've just seen the quality of life in their neighborhood go down, and they see someone finally trying to stand up and do something about it, no matter how minimal, and you know, they're just elated. And we get those extremes and really everything in between.
Well, that must really be great to hear. I mean, like the thumbs up and the horn honking, because it's got to be a grind out there every day, or every time you guys go out. It's got to be really tough and kind of discouraging, because you are up against the false prevailing view that everybody needs to sort of just turn their back and this problem's going to go away. Well, I think we all know problem's been around since, what, '83 when the last amnesty was here, and it was when I've read stories it's gone back to the Eisenhower years with the Bracero program and the flaws in that. But I don't know how much time we have left on this. Do we know? Before we get a little too late on the show here today, I wanted to be able to go to some of these statistics that I brought in that I don't think very many people know about. But we've got a board here, and if the camera crew could zoom in on this board, I'd like to maybe discuss some of these statistics that I've gotten from the ICE customs people and the FBI about having to do with the overuse of some of the public welfare programs, as well as some of the statistics having to do with people crossing the border. And you know, like the top one that, of course, is the most scariest, you know, post 9/11 is 19,500 aliens have illegally crossed the border from known terrorist countries, which are on the list, which is pretty scary. And then there's, you know, 65,000 at-large illegal aliens that have been found guilty of court crimes, and they're running loose. They're, what is that? Sam might know what the term of that is. It's there's a legal term. They've been filed against. They should go into custody, but I guess they went out on bail and they just never showed up.
Bail.
So they jumped bail.
They jumped bail.
Jumped bail. So that's, you know, that's quite a large number. And then since we shoot this in Los Angeles, I've done some research in the Los Angeles area, and that 95% of LA's murder warrants are these non-citizens, and you know, the gang member situation is really bad. With I've heard two numbers on that. I've heard as high as 50, and I've heard as high of 30%. There was the chief of the San Fernando Valley gang division. He said it was 35%. But whether it's 50 or 35, that's a lot of people that don't need to be here and should be deported. And that would empty a lot of our prisons. The next one has to do with prison inmates. Almost a quarter of the California prison inmates really should be deported. Same thing with the federal prison inmates. You know, that's 30%. So, you know, if these people were not here to begin with, they wouldn't be filling up our prisons. And you know, and that's come out a lot, having to do with, you know, people getting kicked out of the prisons because they have a lesser charge against them, a la, I mean, God forbid mentioning Paris Hilton during the show, but I mean, she got kind of a free walk because of the prison system being full. And
most prisoners only spend a fraction of the time, unless it's a very serious violent offense. They spend a fraction of the time inside the jail system simply because of overcrowding.
And here with this, I mean, if we could get some of these people deported, that would free up the jail system quite a bit. And there was something on cable news last night about how most of the jail space now is being used for domicile. I mean, like rec rooms and different rooms that were not set up for people living in. Now they've got cots, wall-to-wall cots. And that's probably not helpful, you know, for the situation. But let me see. I don't remember what some of the other statistics were, but the other thing was towards the bottom of the list was some of the health and welfare programs are being quite a bit overused by people that are non-citizens. You know, they're saying that, you know, 50% of a lot of the welfare goes out to non-citizens. The federal housing, 60%. That's the HUD homes, and I know some people that are handicapped, and they've got like a 7 or 8 year waiting period to try to get into HUD housing, assisted housing, and then Medicaid, you know, having to do with you know, absorbing the cost of all these babies being born in some of these public hospitals. So I mean, the whole system is really getting to be stretched to the limit, and it really is a symptom of the whole thing. It seems like there's a small core problem that everybody wants to turn their back on, but it's a domino effect. You know, it's affecting the jails, it's affecting the schools, hospitals, you know, the neighborhoods, you know, the election. You know, this time of year with the summer, you know, they're telling us to flex our power because we don't want to overtask the electrical system. If some of these non-citizens would get deported and sent back to their home, you know, their home countries, then we wouldn't be up to our eyeballs in overusing some of the structures of electricity and traffic and freeways and things like that.
The problem has gotten very much out of hand. And because that's happened, all of the problems that you're mentioning that just seem to tentacle out, they're just almost too numerous to count at this point.
Yeah, and I guess when you think about it, it's, you know, 23 years since 1983, and it's been left to just fester, and everybody's looking away. But you know, we're getting to the end of this thing. I mean, we could sit here and probably talk for a long time because it's a big issue. So all I could say is thanks for coming in, Dennis and Sam, and I appreciate it. And folks, this is California Kaleidoscope. I'm Tony Genovese, and we're about ready to wrap the show, but we have a little saying in California Kaleidoscope, and it says, please watch for California Kaleidoscope here, because out there we're going to be looking for you. Thanks very much.